Right now we have Carol Furlong on the phone, president of NAPE, of course, and good to have you. I know you were speaking, I do believe, with Bill this morning. Am I right about that?
No, I was not on the radio this morning, Dr. Bill. I did do an interview with VOCM.
Okay, I heard a little bit of that in the newsroom. That's what it was. So listen, this is the result, obviously, of some focused and dedicated work. An awful lot seemed to get done in, 8 days of intense focus?
Well, it was really more than 8 days because over the summer we've been having numerous meetings with the minister and his officials to try and move this forward. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when we really did get down to the nitty-gritty, if I could put it that way, it was a marathon of bargaining, and that's been going on now had been going on for over a week, and it was only just before midnight, basically last night, that we managed to reach a tentative agreement for all of the 12 bargaining units. So we were pleased at least to have that part of it done.
I know it's complicated. I know that it differs between each bargaining unit, etc. But what we're looking at essentially is a 5/4 deal, 0-0 to start off, but with this big signing bonus, which I've been advised is not completely out for seasonal, part-time, temporary workers, but prorated. Is that correct?
That's correct. And this is why we say to people, you need to come to the meetings to find out what the collective agreement entails. There's an overall compensation package here. When government announced the monetary wage package, I think there was a little bit of confusion over that because this $1,400, which we did negotiate, and we negotiated that it would be paid in the second year because this is the second year.
Right.
That is now to take the place of the, that's your increase for this year and last year. Basically, you're going to get $1,400 as a cash settlement across the board. Mm-hmm. People who are, full-time workers will get the $1,400, but if somebody works on average half-time, well, then that person will get half of that, of course, obviously. Right. Yeah. That's the way it works. So, we've tried and ensure that we had a wage package here that people would accept. We also have to look at the overall compensation package because in these various collective agreements, there are numerous other types of benefits, for example, and we've tried to address the concerns and the needs of the members in the various components in the various bargaining units with respect to what we negotiated for the individual agreements. So we have a framework which is benefits that are favorable to all of the groups, but then there are other areas where it pertains only to a particular bargaining unit. Mm-hmm. For example, if we have somebody who works on the ferries, they may have issues that are completely different from somebody who works in direct government.
Of course, yeah.
So, those are the kinds of things as well that came into play. But overall, in that package, at the end of the day, there's a lot of money here for NAPE members. We had listened to what members were saying. I've been talking to members for over a year to try and find out where they were, how they felt about bargaining, what kinds of things they were looking for, what they felt would be an appropriate kind of and reasonable kind of package, and that's what we try to achieve here. And so I'm hopeful that members will see it as a good deal, and the negotiating teams are recommending acceptance of this deal. So I'm hopeful that members will see it that way.
How soon will we find out? When will the ratification votes take place?
They're going to take place as soon as we can get them organized. Right now, today, for example, negotiators are sitting down trying to compile all of the information, the various proposals they've agreed on over the past year or so, try and compile and put all of that together. So it's not a situation where we reach a tentative agreement, everything is ready now on a piece of paper, we can go out the door with that. Those kinds of things have to be organized. Plus, we have to give people a little bit of notice about the meetings, when they're going to take place, and we have to organize things like facilities to hold those votes. So we're working on all of that here today. it's a very busy place today because we want to get that information out to our members. We know they're very anxious to find out what's in the agreement, and we're trying to move this along as quickly as possible. We have talked to government about the payout of the $1,400, and we're hoping to have that paid out, for example, sometime before Christmas, if we can do that at all. So, there are a lot of positive things here in these various collective agreements, and as I say, I'm hopeful that the members will see this as having negotiated what it was they told us they wanted.
Well, it's I think I read $48 million in extra compensation for NAPE members, if that's correct.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and if that's the case, then I'm sure a significant percentage, I would imagine, of the membership would be surprised that was achievable, given the fiscal framework that the province has been talking about for the last little while and the various cuts that have been made. But you go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong there.
Well, the job evaluation system, which is a system for all of the various groups who are involved in this round of bargaining, and there are other unions involved in this as well. That is what NAPE will be getting out of that JES. There's about $60 or $70,000 or $1 million involved in that, and about $48 million of that will go into NAPE members' pockets. But the overall package that we've negotiated, really, including that, will put in excess of $100 million in compensation packages to NAPE members. So, at the end of the day, I think there's money here for people, and I'm hopeful, as I say, that people will see it as a good and positive collective agreement.
All right. Well, listen, it's, I guess, good news that something has been arrived at. We shall wait and see how it goes over with the membership. There's been some suggestion on both sides, I suppose, through our tweets and correspondence today, how people feel it will be received. But time will tell, and I appreciate your time today.
Can I just say that, people really do need to attend the meetings to find out what's in it, because if you jump to a conclusion that there's nothing in this for me, or I don't like that deal, then you may have jumped to the wrong conclusion. And there may very well be something in here that addresses your particular concern, and you might see that at the end of the day, you actually have a greater percentage of on your paycheck of money than you anticipated. So there's that taking place, and we are going to have meetings. Every single member is going to have an opportunity to vote on this. So at the end of the day, every member is going to have a say one way or the other. All
right. Well, again, thank you for your time, and look forward to speaking to you on this further, down the road, perhaps on Nightline as well. Thanks again.
Thank you very much, Pete, and you have a good day.
You too. All the best.
Okay, thank you.